Control what you consume. What do I mean by that? Well, there's a lot of things that we consume on a daily, whether it's food, media, or just other people's words, everything, man. We consume it, we take it in, and it affects our everyday. We have to learn how to control that, because when you let others control what you consume, man, you're lost. I'm gonna put it like that, you're lost. You're lost because you don't have any other way of thinking. You just think how other people think. You eat how other people eat. You don't do what fits you and what's best for you. Again, what you take in basically affects everything that has to do with you from head to toe, man. You start with food. Food's a really simple example when it comes to consumption, because when you think of the word consumption or to consume, you usually think of eating. Now, I'm in great shape. I'm not going to stand here and lie. I'm in great shape. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. It has to do with what I consume on a daily. When it comes to food, I choose foods that are going to boost me rather than hinder me. I don't eat a lot of things that are going to hinder me. And I'm very aware of what's going to hinder me. And that's come from trial and error. Knowing, okay, if I eat this, it's going to hinder my performance. It's going to basically slow me down mentally. All these things, we have to know there's a cause and effect for everything, right? So food is a really simple example when it comes to consuming things. But what I really want to get to in this video is more consumption of media and just your everyday world and how you perceive things. Because like I said in the beginning of the video, man, everything that we consume, it affects us. It has a lot of effect on us. And when I say media consumption, what's the first thing that pops up in your mind? You're probably thinking social media. When I say media in general, I'm talking about everything, whether it's news, social media, the music you listen to, the newspaper you're reading, everything that you have to consume and take in to get information. Now, social media is a huge part of everyone's lives these days, or most people's lives. Rather, for some, it's an essential part of life. It's how people make their money and everything. But there's a lot of things on social media that can be misconstrued, and that's really dangerous if you're a person that's not aware, because you'll be on there seeing things, reading it, and just taking it for what it is instead of using your own mind to filter out, like, is this true? Is it not true? Not even that, bro. Like, there's just a lot of things that I personally believe is just garbage, because there's a lot of times I'll catch myself scrolling aimlessly, looking at something, and it does absolutely nothing for me. It's just a filler, you know? It's a filler. It's just there to just, how do I put words on this? It's just there, not even to like entertain you, but it's just there to just fill your brain with nonsense, right? So yeah, basically that. It's just there to fill your brain with nonsense. Easy to put it simply. And again, man, you have to be able to filter these things out and not consume it, because it affects our everyday. If you're sitting scrolling aimlessly looking at garbage, then your life is also going to be garbage. You're not going to be productive. You're just going to be in a stagnant state, just taking all this stuff in, not learning anything, not bettering yourself, not developing yourself in any way, shape, or form, right? So we have to be very careful with that. Be very careful with social media, what you read and what you take in, because I said, bro, like, it can take your brain and all your opinions and thoughts and gear it and steer it in one way because of the fact that someone believes this one thing, even though it might not be true, or it'll take it in another direction because someone else said something. So we have to be smart when it comes to social media. Use your own brain, do your own research, and figure things out for yourself. There's one thing that people usually don't think about that they consume a lot of that also affects them. That's music, for sure. Like, sometimes you'll turn on one song and somebody be like, oh, I hate that song. Or if you turn on another one and be like, oh, I love that song. Your music really has an effect on people, on how they feel and how they move. Now, if I'm listening to someone basically talk about blowing bro's head off and busting a cap in him, something just ignorant, then like I'm literally listening to death. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to listen to that. I'm not really on that. Like, why would I listen to that? Like, if I'm taking that in, that's basically the vibe that I'm also gonna put out to other people. Like, I might look pissed. I'm a bit erratic. I don't know, man. But me, for example, I love smooth jazz and jazz fusion from the 80s and 90s specifically. I listen to anything from today as well, but that time period from the 80s and 90s is something that I love. It puts me in a cool, calm, collected manner, bro. Sorry, cool, calm, and collected state. And yeah, man, like, it's a lot of creative stuff that I've never heard before. And I love listening to it because of how it makes me feel and the vibe that it puts me on. It makes me feel creative. It makes me think creatively as well. Because some of that stuff that's on that music, like I said, I've never heard it before. And it just makes me think like, wow, like, us humans can actually create this stuff. So music also plays a huge role and has a huge effect on your life and how you perceive things. The last thing I want to bring up in this video is one's social environment. This might be the most important one. Now, controlling what you consume is something that I can go on and on about, but I think this might be the most important one, your social environment. And that's because your social environment is basically the people that you're around each and every single day. And they can influence you a lot. They can influence your thoughts, what you do, how you think, everything. So it's good let me rephrase that. Not sometimes. It's good to always take a step back and start to filter things out that you consume from them. Have your own thoughts, have your own opinions, you know? Don't just do things because everyone else is doing it and it's cool to do it and your social environment's doing it too. If it's something that you don't necessarily believe in, you don't have to partake in it. You're your own person, you know. You do whatever you want to do. You think whatever you want to think. So your social environment's really important because it can bring you up or down depending on what you do yourself. If you'll notice, there's always these like cliques and groups of people that hang with each other and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you have to be yourself and you have to think of basically developing yourself and getting yourself better and better and better. So if something doesn't fit you in a social environment, you don't have to force yourself to partake. You just have to be firm in yourself and strong in yourself to know that what you believe or think is right. And you don't want to partake and consume and whatever they're doing, you know? But that's enough of that. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. Grab my free ebook. It's down in the description box below. It's also pinned in the comment section. Go ahead, click it, download it. 3 ways to stay motivated. My first ebook. Really short and concise ebook. I give you 3 different ways to stay motivated. Anyway, again, I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.